I am here this morning for everyone who has died unnecessarily due to traffic crashes, and I'm here for the communities that they left behind, which is all of us. We gather with the people named on the banner and the people in our hearts. We are here with people who have lost children and family members due to crashes which could have been prevented.
This year in Portland, Oregon, there were somewhere along the lines of 60 people who have been killed thus far. In the state of Oregon, it's 420 people, which is a very large number of people. Each one is a unique tragedy. It's very sad. These people are not going home to their friends and family ever again. And we're here to memorialize them. We're here to remember that they were each a unique person and a unique tragedy.
Hi, I'm Christy Finney Dunn, Dustin's mom. Until 10:15 this morning, I didn't even think I was going to get dressed for this. And at 10:30, I thought I'll get in the car and I may or may not go. And I don't know what it was actually that got me here, except all of you people, I think, that I see today who are out here trying to make this difference to everybody in the community. And it's the largest crowd I've seen here actually, but it's still a pretty small crowd. It's nothing at all compared to the numbers of people that we know are actually impacted every single day. Part of the reason I didn't want to come today was because I feel so pessimistic. Every single day we all see it. We have our own close calls. We're sitting in our cubicle at work listening to your coworkers talk about, I had to really speed to get to work today. It was just a DUI. We see it on the news. We hear it on the internet. Why are there not thousands of people here today? Why? That's part of what stopped me was the indifference in the world, even though it happens to everybody. Even though it happens to everybody. They're still going out there acting as if it's an accident, acting as if it's not preventable. It's just what happens when you drive cars or when you walk across the street or when you ride your bike. I don't know if I should be up here today talking because I'm so sad and I'm so angry and I don't understand the indifference. I don't understand how people can ignore this. But I am so appreciative of every single one of you. Please spread the word. Thank you so much.
Our elected officials have a choice in how to spend our tax dollars. They can resurface roads and repair bridges, but they can also fund protected bike lanes, which we know can save the lives of people who are just trying to get to work. I would urge our newly elected city councilors to prioritize funding, including some creative ways to raise additional revenue to increase the safety of our most vulnerable road users so that we don't have to rely on just paint and luck to get to work safely. Thank you.
So we can have a future without vehicular violence, but it will be a fight. The good news is we have fighters. I'm looking at all of you guys. You guys are fighters. And the folks that I'm going to be serving with on city council are fighters. The point is that unless we direct our work intentionally on safety-oriented outcomes that feed into the budget, it's never going to happen, because if it's not in the budget, it does not happen. And that's my job. That's the job of these councilors-elect.
Around where we live, there are quite a few memorials around. I also, just a few blocks from my home, is where Jeannie Diaz was killed, just sitting at the bus stop. Our youth librarian who would read stories to my kids and check out books to my kids. It's so common to see these memorials. It's normal to see them, and it's something that shouldn't be normal. I don't want this to be normalized for all of us, for my kids, for everyone. I know that these tragedies are not just tragedies. They're also policy failures. They're also government choices about where we're spending our dollars. While we will keep fighting, I know that many people here have lost things, that lost people, lost humans, lost children, parents, that they'll never get back. as elected officials, the very least we can do is to keep fighting. Thank you.
What I've been thinking about as I've been standing over here is that I have been just as annoyed by changes that we've made on the road as anybody else, right? I've wanted to make that right turn. I've wanted to drive a little bit faster before. And what I am really struck with is that none of that annoyance ever can outweigh the impact when tragedy strikes.
Thank you so much, Eric. Angelita Murillo.
As I listened to more and more people, I actually started getting less sad and I started getting extremely livid. I keep thinking back on how they're telling us that we need to forever expand highways, even though that is a way of life that is dying, and we are all going to go with it unless we make some changes. I think about the fact that when I worked in City Hall for Commissioner Joanne Hardesty at the time, we had to do some safety improvements to Division Street that caused people to have to take a slower turn, reroute for 1 minute in order to stop the pedestrian deaths that were happening on Division Street. And the amount of times that I and Constituent Services had to gently explain to people, yes, I am sorry that you have to drive a minute longer, and also, do you want your neighbor to die? Because that's really what's on the line here. I know that there's a lot of work ahead, and I'm ready to do it with you.
Somebody said something about it's not about individual responsibility, but the truth is, drivers have become crazier since the pandemic, and cars have become bigger, and that's a problem. And I do think that enforcement has something to do with that. And I, frankly, am not worried about the big brother aspect of putting speed cameras at every goddamn intersection in the city. And by the way, on the large vehicles, having higher registration fees for big vehicles is something at least we could try.
As a transportation authority, PBOT has a significant role to create the future that we envision, and we have not moved fast enough or invested sufficiently to fundamentally transform our streets to advance our Vision Zero goal. PBOT must continue to invest boldly in safety on our streets.
Thank you, Clay.
Everyone here today is here because they want people to have transportation choices that allow them, if they so choose, to leave their car behind and know that they will be safe, because being safe in road traffic and feeling safe in road traffic is a fundamental human right. The costs of our car-centric transportation system are too high. The system is not only destroying the climate, but families and communities too. Every life lost is unnecessary and a life too many. So thank you, everyone, for standing with us today.
I will stand by you. I will be your standing stone. I will stand by you. They are sending